And that was the question. I was there. I was standing there watching, and a reporter asked him, like, what was the effect of not being able to run the ball, or why they couldn't respond to Nebraska defense. I forgot what the exact question was, but it was a question about the running game. And he had this to say.
I mean, how many times did Rowley get touched?
You said what?
How many times did Rowley get touched? They was able, like, of course, whenever you able to run the ball consistently, and whenever you able to, then that opens up the pass, you know. But it's just like you gotta understand like what your team good at. So it's like, why would we keep running the ball if we out there and we get in a situation where it's a must get and we don't get it.
Now that video is via DNVR. I'll preface it by saying this, Damon. I think everything he said is correct. I don't think anything he said is wrong.
True.
But in terms of managing a locker room, managing your words resonating with your teammates, you're familiar with those dynamics. How does that land in a locker room?
Well, I can tell you his teammates feel about 2 feet tall right now, and they're embarrassed, and they feel like, I talk about, your quarterback's supposed to be a fearless leader. Like, essentially, he just turned his back on you. And I don't think that that's dramatic to say at all, because in all of my years of being a fan of this game and, watching people, like, I've rarely seen, if ever, a guy just so blatantly like, nobody around me is helping me. Now, granted, there was a lot of truth to what he said.
Yeah,
so that's
what complicates it. Is he's not?
Yeah, let's not misconstrue this. Let's not get this twisted like he was out there speaking false narratives. Everything Shedeur Sanders said was true, but there's a way to do that. And I think that this loud, this boisterous persona that Colorado has, I think that was on full display, but it was in such a negative light because you're airing out your dirty laundry. You throwing your teammates under the bus, and like, that's just not cool from like a relational standpoint. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to win games, and I understand that this is it's a business. And the winning of games is important, but like, one thing that guys like me that are retired and some of the other guys that I still keep in touch with, like, when we look back on it, yeah, the national championships were great. All the road trips were great, but it's like the camaraderie, the brotherhood that we built. Like, I still got guys from Bama that I stay on the phone with all the time. Jamie Mosley is a assistant coach for Bama now, and we was just on the phone not too long ago talking about like, I just had my first son. He's about to have his first son. Like, that camaraderie, that brotherhood that you build, that lifelong brotherhood, and like, when you see somebody just out you like that in public and put all y'all's business out there, like that's gotta hurt. Like I said, I've never seen it before, and I've definitely never been a part of it, but that's gotta hurt. You know what I mean? And like, when that transitions to the next level, like, when you get to the league, ain't nobody gonna care about what you do or don't have. People are gonna care about how you perform and if you produce wins, because that is the nature of the business. So when you get to the next level, is that going to be your mindset? Because like, if you want to be a high pick, if you want to be a top pick, you're probably going to go to a team that's not very good. So are you going to go there? And like, if you're rebuilding a program and you're starting from ground zero, are you going to throw your teammates under the bus? Like, well, this is a rebuild. So, I mean, what do I really have to work with? You know what I mean? It's just kind of, there's so many layers to it, and I truly could go on and on and on, and I think it's unfortunate because Shedeur's a great player, and again, I go back to the fact of Shedeur was telling the truth, which complicates it so much, but like, there's a way to handle that, and a big part of being a great quarterback is being a tremendous leader. And to be a great leader, you have to know how to handle conflict. You have to know how to look internally and be like we're not good. Like, you can say everything that he said, you can call it players. Well, every time we call players only meetings all the time where Coach Say wasn't even in there, and we address stuff like that. Like, get all the guys together and be like, listen, we're one of the last in the bottom top 10 or worst 10 in yards per carry the past 2 years in a row. How is that supposed to help us win? You don't have to direct that to yourself. How is that supposed to help me? But how is that going to help all of us win? You want to get a running back's attention. You averaging 2 yards a carry. How's that going to get you to the league? Like, there's all types of ways. You know what I mean? So
it's not even 2 yards a carry. It's 1.6 yards per carry. That's how bad it is. Like,
we're rounding up. If it's 5 or above, give it a shot. I would just want to see him handle it better.
Shedeur handled it really well last year.
Yeah. the book's out on Colorado. Everybody knows how to defend this team. They're not going to run the ball. They're not even going to try. You only got to put 4 or 5 guys in the box, and you can get pressure on Shedeur, drop everybody back. As long as you don't allow the deep balls, they're not going to be able to move the ball. Shedeur's numbers were not good until garbage time in this game either. And so, like, you know, the defense is, like, a little better, I guess. Like, second half shutout and all that. But, like, everybody knows how to play Colorado now. They're the same team they were last year. They're not any better. And you take away Travis Hunter, and there's not much left you can do. There's not much left Colorado can do. And I think that does not bode well for the rest of the season.